announcement to make. In 2007, Sai Baba started giving me a series of interviews, a number. And in those series of interviews, he told me exactly how he wanted Prasanthi Nilayam to run, how it was there to serve all that he brought there in fantastic detail. He told me to tell no one. He also revealed to me an extraordinary gift for mankind, which he gave me in detail over a number of interviews. He also gave me all these drawings, which he blessed on his birthday, which are beyond my understanding of incredible metaphysical machines and other things for this amazing gift he's going to leave for mankind. He also gave me a calling card, an undisputable calling card. He also had a witness, which is so important, who was there as I asked him over 170 questions about how he wanted me to do this. And he said, "This is our secret. You tell no one." Now, I simply have this to say. I will, at his approval, give this information to the Sai organization if they wish to approach me. I cannot tell you how honored I am to be with all of you tonight. I was honored when Dr. Mistry and all the elders here invited me. I came to India and I was 24 years old, and it was quite an extraordinary experience because I would land in Bombay, and I was over here about 150 times the first 15 years. And I would always land in Bombay in the middle of the night, and there was about a 6 or 7 hour delay before the Air India flight, which sometimes left on time in those days, and sometimes they would be days, you never knew. And I would come here. I would come here to this place to meditate. This is really the first ashram, because I met Sai Baba originally in Vrindavan. He called me there, and that was 1974, and I was 24 years old. It was an extraordinary and amazing meeting, because when I met him, I knew a master had been calling me. I had no idea. I didn't understand. I'm a Westerner. I mean, I was a hippie with long hair, and still am, frankly. Basically a 16-year-old boy trapped in a 62-year-old body. But at any rate, I sort of went over to Vrindavan, and there was this funny little tree in the middle of this big field, and there was nothing there, no buildings or anything, and there was this little blue man playing a flute that was next to the tree. I had no idea who that was, apparently Krishna. And I watched this amazing form float down. It used to be a ramp with some trees, float down, and there were about 100 people. It was a Sunday, so it was a big crowd day in 1974. And he literally walked over to me and he said, "You've come at last. I've been waiting for you." He said, "We are not new friends. We are old, old friends. And we have much work to do together. Wait here." Well, it was extraordinary, and this is one of the reasons I've come tonight to talk to you about a boon that was given to me, an incredible, amazing boon. Is the next 15 years and some 110 visits, he never spoke to me again. First, my ego was hurt because we are in this delusion that being next to the form, his Maya is so powerful that, you know, the whole idea of how we fell from the garden 20,000 years ago, which now we're at the end of this last yuga before the return to the garden, is that suddenly the mind and body became so overstimulated that we thought God was over there and we're over here. And we forgot who we were. We forgot our identity. We forgot our true personality. And Sai Baba, in an amazing way, although he spoke about it continuously and called you all embodiments of divine love and said, if you want a mantra, say, "I'm God, I'm God, I'm God." Nobody really believed him. Nobody. This is the Kali Yuga. This is supposedly the darkest age man has ever been in. and it's right before a dawn. It's very interesting that, to me, after all these years, there's so much editing goes on of Sai Baba's speeches and so forth. It's not unusual, but I'll never forget this wonderful man who was a very, very close friend of mine, named Mr. Narasimhan. He was a great, great soul, very erudite, brilliant guy, and he was the editor of Swami's magazine. And I would be sitting on the veranda, and Swami and he just adored each other, because I don't know if you know that, but Swami was really a stand-up comedian when he wasn't being a divine being. And literally, Mr. Narasimhan and Swami would have these arguments, and Swami would say, why did you edit that out of my speech? Why did you take that out of my speech? Mr. Narasimhan would say, well, it wasn't true. And it's very interesting that Swami gave 2 speeches in a row about a year ago, saying that the new age, this promised incredible new age, will begin in 27 years. Now 26. I can't tell you how excited I was to think that, I would actually be here for the transition, maybe if I'm lucky, certainly my daughter, and that this long-awaited period will soon commence. And of course, we're in this darkest hour. The media, television, everything. We're so overstimulated, and we're so controlled, and we believe everything we see. We believe everything we hear. We gossip and gossip and gossip and gossip about everything. It's an extraordinary time, especially when you think that in ancient times, when there was no master available, people would do incredible penance. This is when they were at their purest, at the time of Rama and Krishna, 5,000 years ago. Incredible penance they would go through just so they could have a glimpse of a second of a glimpse of the Lord. And here we are at the darkest hour, which is filled with nothing but envy and greed and selfishness and anger and hatred. And how benevolent can you be than have him appear effortlessly in front of all of us, as if we deserved it, as if we paid some penance. So it's quite extraordinary that we walk the planet at the same time that an avatar was here. It's amazing if we were actually to see a glimpse of him. Even more extraordinary that we're here when he leaves his body. Because I can assure you, he's really set you all free from his Maya. Now there's only one journey to take, and that's the inner journey. There is no other journey. Those 15 years he didn't speak to me. At first my ego was hurt. I didn't know what was going on. He's like, there's only 100 people out there in Puta Party. And when he'd get to me in the line, he'd go like this. First couple of times I was like really upset, and why is he making everything? And there were multiple interviews and all this stuff. And then after about the second or third visit, he put in my head, I'm giving you a boon. I'm not letting you be aware of my powerful Maya, which is so dangerous because it actually creates the feeling of duality the second he walks to the gate. God's over there and I'm over here. His Maya was so dangerous. So now he's freed all of us. You want to know where Sai Baba is? He's sitting in every single chair in this auditorium. He is in the molecules of the air between all of us. He is the electron in every atom. The entire universe is his body, of which he can visit anytime he wishes. He is here at this very moment watching me like a hawk, because he knows that if I say the wrong thing, I'm in big trouble, and I have been in big trouble with him before, let me tell you. Extraordinary, amazing thing. This is a moment of great grief for many people. This is a moment of great transition. Everybody thinks he's gone somewhere. He's actually freed you. He's actually allowed you now to find him inside. What did he call you over and over again? Walking temples, all the wonderful things he said to try to remind you that you were him and he was you. And if you want a mantra, I am God, I am God, I am God. and how few of us really understand that or possibly can in this Kali Yuga. One of the reasons I think and I'm so grateful for him to have me even come here tonight, as I am of all of these people. I feel honored. You're all divine beings as far as I'm concerned. That's all I see out there. But I have been very concerned through these moments of grief that we've all been through these last several weeks. And I have a confession to make. I have been spreading rumors. And a lot of people listen to me. And I've spread these rumors all over the world. Every newspaper article I read, everything I saw on television, I have been rumor mongering. You have to tell the truth. You can't go out and make up stuff and believe it and rumor. And I have a feeling that everyone in this room is also equally guilty. It's been more important of watching the TV and the television and all the confusion and blaming this and blaming that and hearing these things and so forth, that all we've been doing is rumor mongering. At least I have. I've spread rumors all over the world without even thinking about it. What an insult to the Master. Even more so, what an insult to his teachings. Where is the Dharma? Where is the Satya, the truth? And rather than believe me, perhaps you can see how we've all got caught up in this insanity of rumor mongering and actually diluting all the things that he has given us. I don't know about you guys, but I've told everybody about every one of those. This has got to stop tonight. I got a phone call yesterday from the head coordinator of Europe, who called me and said, and you must understand that Sai Baba is not only a global phenomenon, he's a universal phenomenon. And I got a call from this head coordinator that's absolutely hysterical, saying, we've just heard the rumors, they've closed the ashram down, Westerners aren't allowed there, the schools aren't going to be open anymore, the hospital's closing, the family's stolen all the money, the trust's done this, we're not welcome there anymore, please help me, what am I supposed to do, what am I supposed to tell? I have hundreds of people calling me and this and that, and we've seen all the things on TV and radio and so forth. And I said, madam, everything will be not only just the same, but through the grace of God, better. Better. And it's true. Who could have penned a more dramatic Greek play than Sri Satya Sai Baba? Who could have directed such an amazing, phenomenal play that has gone on throughout this entire planet than our Divine Master? Who? No one. And he's watching every one of us and he's saying, who learned, who didn't learn? He adores you all equally. Equally. Let's see what Sai Baba has to say about all this stuff.
అనేక మంది ఇక్కడ కూర్చున్నటువంటి వారిలో అనేక రకమైన ఊహలు ప్రయత్నం చేస్తున్నారు.
Many people have got so many imaginations and thoughts.
కానీ ఇది ఏది సరైనటువంటిది కాదు.
There is no truth in it.
ఈ విధమైనటువంటి అశాంతికి మూల కారణము
the one responsible for this
ఎవరైనా ఏమైనా అనుకోని.
Let anyone think anyway.
ఈ న్యూస్ పేపర్స్ దీనికి మూల కారణము.
The newspapers are responsible for all this.
వీరు మంచిని పంచరు.
They don't share good things.
ఏది చెడ్డదో దానిని పంచుకుంటూ పోతుంటారు.
That which is bad is publicized.
కనుకనే మనము పేపర్ వచ్చిందంటే ఏమి దీని పేపర్ న్యూస్ పేపర్.
It is newspaper.
NEWS.
NEWS news.
NEWS.
NEWS news.
దీని న్యూస్ ఏమిటి దీని అర్థము?
What is the meaning?
N నార్త్,
N for north.
E ఈస్ట్,
E east.
W వెస్ట్,
West.
S సౌత్.
South. The four.
ఈస్ట్ వెస్ట్ నార్త్ సౌత్ అన్నిటినీ కలిపించి మనం న్యూస్ చేయాలి.
Therefore the news should be collected from all the four directions.
ఈ కలెక్షనే లేదు వాళ్ళలో.
There is no collection at all.
తమ యొక్క భావమే తనకు అభివృద్ధి గావించుకుంటుంది.
They reflect their own feelings.
కానీ తన యొక్క భావాన్ని తాను ముంచుకుంటూ పెద్ద గొప్పది కాదు.
Nothing great in it.
నా ఉద్దేశం ఏంటంటే ఏ పేపర్ వాడు కానీ ఉన్నది ఉన్నట్టు రాయి, తప్పు లేదు.
Any journalist should report truth what had happened.
లేనివన్నీ తెప్పించుకొని పేపర్ లో వేస్తుంటారు.
Why should they spread gossip and untruth?
ఈ లేనివన్నీ విచిత్రంగా వేసినప్పుడే వీళ్ళకి డబ్బు ఎక్కువ వస్తుంది.
If all bogus things are reported, they get more money.
ఏమి డబ్బు ఇదంతా, డబ్బు కోసం బిచ్చమెత్తటం మా మానవుడు.
What a shame it is, you beg money like that.
ఇది పెద్ద షేమ్.
It is a matter of shame and humiliation.
ఉన్నది ఉన్నట్టు రాయి.
Report what had happened.
తప్పుంటే తప్పు రాయి.
If there is a mistake, report it.
మంచి ఉంటే మంచి రాయి.
If there is a good, do it.
అంతేగాని లేని కల్పించి చేయకూడదు.
But you should never spread this falsehood.
టెలివిజన్ ఇది వేరే ఒకటి ప్రత్యేక.
TV also started telecasting.
దమ్మిడి పని లేదు టెలివిజన్ కు.
TV has no job at all.
అన్నిటినీ ఇలాంటి దాన్ని ప్రచారం చేస్తూ
It goes on telecasting, publicizing.
ఎందుకంటే మంచిని రాస్తే తప్పక వారితో స్నేహం చేసుకోవచ్చు.
In fact, he can be your friend if you report truth.
విరుద్ధమైనటువంటి రాస్తుంటారు.
All untruth is reported.
కానీ అన్ట్రూత్ చాలా మంచిది కాదు.
It's not good.
ఒక అన్ట్రూత్ చేస్తే ఎన్ని జన్మలో పాపాన్ని అనుభవించాలి.
In fact, you'll be committing sins which you have to face the consequences
దినానికి
for several lives to come.
అన్ట్రూతులు చేస్తుంటే వీళ్ళు ఇంకా ఎన్ని జన్మాలకు తరిస్తారు.
And you have to atone your sins for many of the lives to come.
ఉన్నది ఉన్నట్టు రాసేసేయి.
Report exactly what had happened.
ఎవ్వరు కూడా కాదని చెప్పరు.
Nobody can deny that.
కనుక ఉన్నది లేనట్టుగా చెప్పేస్తే ఎంత తప్పు.
And if you deny what is the truth,
ఇలాంటి దానిని చిన్న దానిని పెద్దదిగా భావించి అనవసరమైనటువంటి దీంట్లో ఎంతమంది హృదయాలు కష్టపెట్టారు.
They made a mountain out of a mole and hurt him many.
ఎంత పాపానికి ఉడిగట్టారు.
What a sin you committed.
Well, I have committed that sin, and I think the entire Psi organization have been my partners. As he has said, by spreading this type of slander, you'll pay many lifetimes. That this is a sin. The Master just spoke. He told you. So one of the things that I thought was very important tonight, because tonight it ends, and it's only going to happen if you guys really understand and follow his teachings. And you just saw a teaching just then, so dynamic. And look how dynamic he is, not was. Anyone that says was is mistaken. Is. So I think that to clear the air amongst those that are here tonight, it's very, very important that the most powerful mantra that was created to destroy darkness and evil be heard. So for the next 2 minutes, we're going to listen to this mantra. I want everyone, if they can, to close their eyes and pray to absorb this message through sound.
अयन्ते अस्त्रभमे किर्वान् प्रतीति कृष्णपुरे विस्तरायः मन्या वज्रन्नभिमामाववृत्स्वहना वदस्सु हृदपाध्यापे अभिप्रेहि दक्षिणतो भवामेधा वृत्राणि जङ्घना बभूति सुहोमिते धरुणं मध्व अग्रभवामशप्रथमापि बाबा
That, of course, was the Manu Suktam, which destroys darkness, evil, and delusion. And, of course, that was the magnificent and frightening Narasimha Swami, who happens to be a good friend of mine who scares the hell out of me all the time. So I try to be as good as I can and not spread rumors and lies and be unjust. and listen to the inner guru, which is the only guru. It's so easy. Mahatma Gandhi, in all of his writings, he used to talk about this inner voice, as many people have. But he simply said, I followed my inner voice. I've been carrying on a conversation with what I first thought was my conscience inside since I was 15 years old. And then all of a sudden it started talking to me in ways that I would never think of myself, and it even started to make fun of me. And even Swami yesterday, because I had forgotten to talk to my inner guru for 2 days, he said, where have you been? Oh, I'm sorry, Swami, I forgot. I was busy doing this, I was busy doing that. So you have in fact, you have no choice now that he has freed you, which he has through his grace, but to consult your own divinity. If you want to know what to do, simply consult with the inner guru. Because you're all divine beings. That which has never been born never dies. That which has never been born never dies. That's what you are. That's what the cosmic energy is. That's what grace is. And now it's time for us to stop all this negative talking. And I want to turn to something else from this sort of negative things, which I hope to some, even one, seeing and hearing what you just saw will clear your mind, because the next thing we must do is love. We must send love to the Satyasai Central Trust and Putta Party. To sit there and criticize them and say this about them, or say, we must send love to all the Sai chiefs that are in this country, in Bombay. We must send love to all the devotees around the entire world. Swami chose these people to do these things. It's none of your business. They're all playing a role, but we must send them love. Swami brought me in one day and he said, you must send love to so-and-so. I said, I can't stand that guy. There's no way I can do it. I don't like him. I'm not going to send love. He said, you don't have to send your love. You don't have to like him. Send my love. Send my love to him. Picture me in front of you and say, Swami, please send me your love so that I may send it on to this soul. The love comes in, you breathe it in. And with these sacred hands, you simply send it to that individual, that person. We must be sending love to all of the kinfolk that have taken so much abuse, no matter what you think of them, in Putta Party. We must send love to the Central Trust and all the people there. We must send love to the heads of all the Sai organizations around the world. This is your duty. This is what he expects. If you can't do it, get out. You're of no use. You learn nothing. Nothing. So I'm asking and pleading with all of you. You're all so beautiful and incredible. And you're divine beings. You don't seem to understand that, well, the second law of physics. First law of physics is for every action there's an equal reaction. First law of metaphysics, for every action there's an equal reaction. That's called karma. Whatever you put out is going to come back. Second law of physics, energy never dies. Energy never dies. We know that this is an electrically charged machine. We know that it's at 98.6 degrees, and there's an amazing amount of heat just coming through from this room today. So what happens to this energy when we send it, And this isn't just normal electrical energy. This is prana energy. It's more powerful than anything else that exists on the planet and the universe. The greatest thing you can do is use your mind. Forget your body and actions and everything, but thought. I can bring, if I wanted to, bad vibrations into anyone's neighborhood just by sending it to them throughout the universe, throughout dimensions if necessary. So it's important that you realize that this is an incredible gift, and it's not just electrical energy in some human body that thinks it's just the mind and the body. That this is prana energy, you're divine, and that energy is so powerful and it never dies. So being able to now say, I'm forgetting all this nonsense, all the stuff I heard, all the stuff I've been rumor mongering and everything else. Swami brought Tigrett here to sort of maybe help us figure out what to do, but it's your jobs, I can assure each and every one of you, to send love to Puttaparthi, to send love to that family, to send love to the Central Trust, to send love to all the members of the Trust of Bombay, of Chennai, of Delhi, all the ones that are in France, England, America, South America, Israel. There's a Sai organization in every single country in this world. So it's your duty, literally, you must send love. And if you can't love these people, which is okay, you're human, your mind's telling you this, then ask Swami, say, Swami, can I use your love? I want to send love to Puttaparthi. I want to send love to this family, to this Central Trust, to all the people that I know, because he's watching. You've got to understand that after you die, and your children die, and your grandchildren die, and your great-grandchildren die, and your great-great-grandchildren die, that there'll still be power beyond your wildest imagination in a place called the abode of peace. Isn't it amazing? Jesus Christ died 2,011 years ago. No one ever saw him, never everyone heard him, just a handful of cats. And he has 1 billion devotees who call on him every day for solace, for guidance, for peace, for love. And isn't it ironic that Sai Baba followed in those exact same footsteps? I was called the moment that he had expired. It was exactly the same time of day that Jesus Christ was crucified on the cross. When they finally, the body gave up because everybody was scared to flip the switch, and he just naturally went, his body went, he ascended, was exactly Easter sunrise for 2,011 years ago. This is not by accident. This is not a coincidence. This is a sign of grace, which you all must be aware of. There is a new age coming. Swami, although it's been edited, Swami has announced 27 years, now 26, that there is a new age coming. And this Kali Yuga, this horrible age of hatred and anger and fear and jealousy and envy and all these things which we're all involved with, will come to an end. And the consciousness will change. As much as you may or may not want to believe the things I said, there is a new age coming. Swami actually took me there about 6 months ago by the hand. And some of you know some of the stories and some of the nonsense. I don't expect any of you to relate to it, because unless you've had these experiences, they're like fairy tales. But he took me there, and it was a beautiful place. It was in the Isthmus Valley someplace, and there was green grass, and there were families all picnicking everywhere, and there were birds and bees, and trees, and running water, and all kinds of animals and everything, and I felt like helium. And he said, what's the difference? What's the change? I said, the consciousness of the I and the me has disappeared. I'm now connected to everything. I am the collective consciousness of the us and the we. How beautiful could the new age be? To have the I and the me be replaced by the collective consciousness that we were all drawn together by this thread of divinity, and they were all one. Extraordinary moment to be on this planet. And the benevolence of this Master, who is here, not was, is, to allow us to even catch a glimpse of him. Some of us even talk to him. Some of them even supposedly be close to him, which is another illusion. One of his greatest. This has also got to end now too. I sit on the veranda So I'm closer to Sai Baba than anyone else. I sit in the front row. So I'm closer to Sai Baba than anyone else. I'm head of the Sai organization. We go in and talk to Swami, so I'm closer than anyone else. No one is closer to Swami than everyone in this room. There is no one that's close. He is next and with each and every person. Yet this illusion, which is only natural, religion is a dogma. There's a big difference between religion and spirituality. Religion is basically a corporation that doesn't pay taxes. Spirituality is an individual journey that we all have towards the same place, no matter who we might be. So to demonstrate this illusion, I believe we've got next another little series that I am here to testify is absolutely delusion itself. He's touching you. He's touched you. Maybe you forgot. Maybe you thought someone was closer. It's so funny because he's put me in the most awkward position besides being here tonight. 4 years ago, he says to me, Tigrett, I want you to stay here until the end of your days, till the end of your life. And I said, of course, Swami, whatever you wish I will do. You know, I'm here to serve you in any way. In fact, the only fear I have, if you want to know, because I fear no man or beast, but I fear not serving him properly. That's my greatest fear. And it was so hilarious. He went out on the doctor's side. It was a Monday, so all the doctors, there's no one there in the little front there. And he called me out in front of everybody. And he said, Tigrett, do you have a backache? I said, no, Swami, I don't have a backache. He said, yes, you have a backache. And he made me put literally my torso near him, and he started rubbing a little place in my back, just below my right shoulder blade. That night is as if somebody had taken an ice pick and had jammed it in that very spot. In fact, that pain remained with me for several years, and just started an hour ago. So I would remember the story. So the next day he comes out, he says, Tigrett, you got a backache? I said, I got the worst backache I've ever had in my life. He said, well, then I want you to sit in that chair. Bring a chair for Tigrett. No, make it a brown chair. It was in a white chair. Make it a brown chair. Put it right there so everybody can just see him. And I went, Swami, I can't do that. I will get nothing but the evil eye. Constantly, and I'm very sensitive to this. And I said, Swami, there's not anybody out there that's going to say, oh, I'm so happy for Mr. Tigrett sitting there. And you know what he said? Tigrett, I will protect you. And he gave me a protection. I put it on like an overcoat before I ever go up there. And he said, you are my bait for evil. I'm going to use you to stir up envy and anger and hatred beyond your wildest dreams. And I go, Swami, if you'll protect me, I will do that. Because you see, Sai Baba in that place, he's a Zen master for those that may know. The whole idea of his coming amongst us is transformation. So you've all experienced this. You're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. How can he change you unless he brings out that which needs changing and make you face it? So if you're angry, you go there to the abode of peace and you get angry as hell. Or if you're lustful, or if you're this, or you're that. And if you don't get that message, then he sends someone right next to you that's sitting right there that has the same bloody disease you have. He says, bring me your anger, bring me your hatred, bring me your lust, bring me your greed, bring me that. That's what that place is. That's the miracle of transformation that has been and will always be at a place called Prashanti Nilayam. He is waiting for your return. He is with you now. But that place will have extreme power for 1,000 years to come. After all the politics and all the nonsense and all that goes away, and all this, I'm closer to Swami than anyone else, so you have to do what I say, and I'm head of the side group, and I'm this, and that will all disappear. And one generation will be gone. He'll be here for eternity. There'll be new devotees, there'll be new people. Already young people are soaring and coming in. People are coming in, they've had dreams. He's appeared to them. Something has attracted them to this place, they don't even know why. New ones. I live there. You know the most unique boon, the second boon that he gave me when he put me in that chair and told me I had to be the bait for evil? He said, don't look at me anymore. Don't look at me anymore. For 4 years, I have not looked at him. I've never known when he arrived or when he left. He said, you stay in meditation. He said, if I want to talk to you, I will call your name. If you want permission to leave and go somewhere, I will allow you to approach me, but only if I've mentioned go like this. Otherwise, do not approach. He said, if there's an emergency, I will always be there for you, just like he's there for you too. But the interesting thing about the divine consciousness is it doesn't interfere with man's free will. It does not interfere. You can do anything you want to. Anything you want. You cannot and it will not come into your life unless you call on it. That's why Swami says, you take one step towards me, I take 100 towards you. Just like the billion devotees of Jesus Christ, he can't come and help them until they say, oh Lord, please help me, come. I'm grieving, I'm this, I'm that, I need your guidance, I need your solace. And in a mysterious and wondrous way, far, far beyond this silly consciousness we call the mind, these vibrations occur. But they cannot do it unless you ask him. He cannot approach. He will not mess with your free will. We as Sai devotees have just been through a phenomenon. You know, I've been smiling ear to ear while all these other people are crying, and they said, what are you doing? I said, I'm celebrating. Look what Sai Baba, where he came from. Look where he came from. I was there in 1974. There was an open sewer down the middle of the street and nothing but little huts. Yeah. And who did he help? Who did he go to? He helped the poor, the struggling, the disadvantaged, bringing them water, medical care, love. And what grace it was for me that during this samadhi period, in which there's a big grin on my face, he allowed me to go and sit. I went at midnight because, you know, all these other guys want to fight for the chairs and who gets to sit there and this and that and all this nonsense. I went at midnight till 2 o'clock. And I had the grace to watch his true devotees that were backed up for 5 or 6 miles come by with the greatest respect, the greatest purity, the greatest love, the most uncomplicated, pure beings on this planet whose desires are limited to a little bit of rice, a piece of chapati, and God. 70% of this country. If there is a spiritual train, India is the engine. And as he said in many, many times, which no one really understands, is Bharat will be great again. It will lead the new age. Why? Because of those people who are living as they did 2,000 and 3,000 years ago, who are still here, who are keeping this dynamics, this energy happening. I sat there for hours in awe of watching these beautiful, amazing people who had gone through tremendous hardship to get there, who'd waited for hours, and by the way, with great humility, no pushing, no shoving, no anything, for hours just to pass by what they thought was a guru who had left. Yet I know that among all the people that knew who Sai Baba was, they know him better than any of us. By far. How blessed Bharat is, and how great it is, and how great it will continue to be in the new age. He said it will lead everything. It's because you've got the engine right here. And it doesn't wear a Rolex, and it doesn't watch TV, and it doesn't want a Mercedes. It wants a little piece of rice, it wants a little chapati, and it wants to commune with the divine. It's incredible. Amazing, in fact. I'd like to read, if I may, because the thing that attracted me to Sai Baba in the first place, I'm a Christian. It's funny because my name is Isaac, but I come from a long line of Scottish Baptist ministers and missionaries still in the field today. I grew up in the church. I've been to more church meetings and deacon meetings than you can imagine. Talk about politics. Unbelievable. Not so far away from some of the politics that go on that must end now. Because no one in the Sai organization is better, higher, closer. All that is finished. You've been freed. Now it's time to go for the inner guru. I'm 62 years old. I don't know how much time I've got left, but I can tell you one thing. The most valuable asset that I have is time. It's more important than anything else, and I don't want to waste it. Swami said it was a sin. Don't waste time, don't waste food, don't waste money, don't waste energy. When's the last time any of you read one of his books? When's the last time did you pick up something that Swami had written? It's all there. The Jyoti light has now been turned up to a full flame in all those texts. How do you think all these other religions happened? These people, Rama, 12 rishis knew who he was. You know, Krishna, a handful of people, and he was a trickster just like Sai Baba. You couldn't trust him at all. Look at Sai Baba. Can you imagine if he told everybody he was going to leave at 85? All this politics and grabbing and everything had been going on for the last 3 years. Instead, he tricked us all, and he condensed it to 3 weeks. Pretty cool. You got to admit. He's the best. He is the best. But so are you. So, what attracted me to Sai Baba was his benevolence, was his symbol, which has all the religions of the world together. As he said, I'm not here to start a new religion. I'm not here to start a cult. I'm not here to do any of this. I'm here to make you a better Zoroastrian, a better Christian, a better Jew, a better Hindu, a better Muslim. And there's only one truth. And I thought it'd be great to read just a few short things before I end tonight. This is one of the most beautiful and amazing saints that came out of the Muslim world. His name is Rumi. He was a Sufi master. Let's hear what Rumi has to say about the divine consciousness. You come to us from another world, from beyond the stars and void of space, transcendent, pure, of unimaginable beauty, bringing with you the essence of love. You transform all who are touched by you. Mundane concerns and troubles and sorrows dissolve in your presence, bringing joy to ruler and ruled, to peasant and king. You bewilder us with your grace. All evils transform into goodness. You are the master alchemist. You light the fire of love in earth and sky and heart and soul of every being. Through your loving existence and non-existence merge. All opposites unite. All that is profane becomes sacred once again. One of the greatest religions, and I know that there are many here, and one of my dearest friends is Dr. Mistry, who has to be of the Zoroastrian faith, one of the greatest religions of history, and of course is in Swami's symbol. So we thought we'd go and see what Zoroaster had to say. Be good, be kind, be humane and charitable. Console the afflicted. Love your fellows. Pardon those who have done you wrong. Doing good to others is not a duty, it is a joy, for it increases our own health and happiness. When you doubt, abstain. Lord Buddha. The greatest worth is self-mastery. The greatest quality is seeking to serve others. The greatest precept is a continual awareness. The greatest medicine is the emptiness of everything. The greatest action is not conforming with the world's ways. The greatest generosity is non-attachment. The greatest goodness is a peaceful mind. The greatest patience is humility. The greatest effort is not concerned with results. The greatest meditation is a mind that lets go. The greatest wisdom is seeing through appearances. The greatest achievement is selflessness. Shirdi Baba was the Shiva energy. Sai Baba said, I'm the Shiva Shakti energy. And the ascendance of the new age is to be brought on by someone called Prima Sai, who is bringing the Shakti energy. This is what Prima Sai will bring with him. This is the Shakti energy. It is peace and love and brotherhood. The Lamb. This is Sai Baba in his new incarnation. I'm going to read a couple of things that Jesus Christ said. This is called the Sermon on the Mount. Seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain, and when he was set, his disciples came unto him. He opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they who do not hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are that which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which came before you. Ye are the light of the world, a city that is set on a hill that cannot be hid. Let your light so shine before men that they see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. I will end this with another great Christian prayer, which is called the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will feel no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. They prepare us a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So, we are all blessed that he came at the cruelest time in history. As I said, in other times when the purest of souls went through great penance just for a glimpse of him, of any part, for a moment. And yet his benevolence was so great to become in all of this tumultuous times and walk among us. It's quite an extraordinary story of which we've all played a very important role. But now our job begins again, for his sake, for his teachings, for one another, for the love that is so important. So we shall end with a final blessing of music.
Go high and sing